beautiful Chicago, Illinois, Oak Street Beach, to be specific here for the Gold Series. The one that everyone's been waiting for. This is a fan favorite, a player favorite. It is day number 2. We call it Survival Saturday. Everybody trying to make it to tomorrow. Championship Sunday is what it's all about. And we've had some fantastic volleyball so far as we welcome you inside the stadium. Dane Bland with Cameron Irwin. And Cameron, yesterday, a lot of fireworks, a lot of crazy volleyball, trying to position for those Phoenix championships, and that's what the Gold Series is all about.
Yeah, I mean, everyone right now is trying to figure out exactly how they need to finish in order to get into those 6 positions into Phoenix. We have 4 that are those main draw spots, and then you've got an additional 2 wild cards, but these teams, they want to solidify themselves, so it's all about jockeying for that position to be able to get to Phoenix.
Well, we got a good one, seed 12 versus seed 13. And for the player introductions, let's go down to the sand to our very own Mark Sherman. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for match number 2 here in Chicago. My name's Mark. Good to see you. Good to see you, Chicago. Way to come out here on what is a gorgeous, sunny, and getting a little warm, isn't it, already? Oh. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. In this match, it's all about hometowns. It is all about hometowns, ladies and gentlemen. And let's talk about these first 2 ladies. This first young lady, a lot of pride coming from this area. If you're from Hawaii, you know it, you feel it. It is in your blood, it is in your body for the rest of your life, and you represent your state well. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Honolulu, Hawaii, let me hear it for Carly Kahn. And her partner, maybe not a hometown tournament, but you know what? You just hop on the 90, you drive about 5 hours west, and you make it here to Chicago, out of Parma, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, on the south side of Lake Erie. Let me hear it for Caitlin Malaney. From the south side of Lake Erie to the south side of Lake Michigan. And now to the south side of the court for these 2. This first young lady, what about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, out of Indianapolis, Indiana. We got any Skjodt family in the crowd? I know there's some of you up there. Yes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it for Carly Skjodt. We just keep getting closer and closer and closer to Oak Street Beach, don't we? Out of Naperville, Illinois. Boy, you never thought. You used to play on this beach, used to come out here and compete, and you know what? Just a few years later, now you're competing on the big stage, on Stadium Court at Oak Street Beach. Ladies and gentlemen, from Naperville, Illinois, it's Molly Turner.
We are all set and ready to go. It's number 12 versus number 13. Both these teams suffered a loss yesterday. As we take a look at the bracket, the winner of this plays Quiggle and Skirmerhorn. That is highlighted on that bottom part of the screen right there. And that's why we call it Survival Saturday. Look at all those great teams in the contenders bracket. It is going to be a war. Here comes Carly Kahn on the right. Free ball opportunity. And Malaney out of bounds right there. So that's going to be a huge part of this one, is unforced errors. When you look at the 12 and 13 seed, that's why they're there. They got to clean it up. The team that can keep that ball in play be in good shape.
Yeah, and a big part that's going to help is Molly Turner right there. She's electric, playing in front of her hometown crowd. We have her whole family. I think they even just moved courtside underneath a nice little umbrella, but they're going to be propelling her through this one. And I do agree with you. I think it's all about execution at this point. Not a ton of wind. It's actually dead flat. So the play is going to be incredibly fast, and I think these athletes are going to be able to keep ball control relatively solid.
Yeah, usually in a situation like this, you'd say this is absolutely perfect beach volleyball weather, but it is very still. The flags are completely dead.
Oh, it's dead.
And there's no movement. So you usually want a little bit of a breeze to cool you down, especially in this humidity. But these are the top athletes in the world. They are conditioned and ready to play in any conditions. Nice dig by Kahn. Can't put it away. And there's Malaney with a roll shot over. There's a good look at the flags. And my bad. That wasn't Malaney, that was Skjodt.
And there's Carly Kahn right there. She has been so fun to watch through her collegiate career, now into her professional career. Just so solid in her game. I've loved what you've seen, whether it's her playing indoor and what she's been able to do as an outsider, and even now on the sand. She's just solid, so athletic, a little bit of that undersized blocker, but she plays big.
Molly Turner out of Grand Canyon University on the right side, unleashing a ball. 4-3, Skjodt and Turner.
Well, and Molly Turner had been playing alongside Jessica Gaffney throughout most of this season, who we actually just saw on the sand, taking a loss now out of the Chicago Open, but they had been a deadly team to have to face off against. It's a little bit of a partner switch here in Chicago.
Back to serve is Carly Kahn, 27 years of age. Spectacular defender. She'll have an opportunity to score right there, and she cuts it down around the block for the point. Make it 5-4, Kahn and Malaney.
Malaney doing a nice job just staying steady up there at the net, making sure she's felt in terms of her presence. Tough serve.
Yeah, nice pass by Skjodt, and then Molly Turner getting called for a double contact. I thought they might call her for a lift by taking it and holding it a little bit too long, but the double contact is called. Can only contact the ball once.
And I like what I've seen in terms of Carly Kahn, her service pressure. That one just a little bit less. Turner pulling out the hands again. But one of the, in my opinion, one of the toughest serves to have to pass is the ball that's deep and on one of your shoulders, right? You've got to get your body out of the way, so you can imagine opening up your body so that your platform now is in the posture where your body was previously. Plus you're backing up. It's a hard angle to have to pass.
Molly Turner's all over this one. No one at the net and cannot close quick enough right there. That's a huge opportunity right there. And they need to be a little maybe more patient, give some height on that.
Yeah, I would say that. And I think to recognize, I think Molly Turner took a swing there. You know, you got to recognize the ball you're given. Give yourself an extra chance. You're going to have to be able to recycle that ball back out. Keep it in play.
8-6, Kahn and Malaney with the lead as we take the turn. Carly Skjodt, 25 years of age with a serve, doesn't get to the net in time. That's one of those things that the great players make look easy when you serve and run to the net.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting, though, is I felt like she actually stopped early. She had gotten about 3/4 of the way there, and I don't know if she was expecting to maybe pull and dig that, and then chose a little bit late there to go up and block.
Carly Skjodt, a nice kind of baby jumbo to the corner right there. Carly Skjodt.
That's a juxtaposition, a baby jumbo.
Is that like an oxymoron?
Oxymoron? Yeah, maybe. How do you describe a baby jumbo in the first place, Dave? How would you describe a baby jumbo?
It's easy.
I'm waiting.
It's a jumbo, but it's a smaller size jumbo.
It's a medium.
Exactly.
Oh, we're having fun on this Saturday, aren't we?
All righty, 10-8, Kahn and Malaney. Skjodt Back to serve. She'll go to Khan on the right side. Here comes Carly Khan, and a big hit.
I mean, come on, that's Carly Khan. She's 5'9", and my goodness, she's, I don't even know how many times All-American at this point. Incredible career at Missouri. All that she was able to do there. As an outside attacker, she was the SEC freshman. Also, SEC Player of the Week multiple time, All-American starting back in 2013. She was an honorable mention. Career finishing all the way into 2016.
Yeah, Carly Khan, what a resume she has. And she's one of those products. We talk about a lot of the men coming out of Punahou High, but she dominated there, winning back-to-back state championships and was the 2013 Gatorade Player of the Year. And it's fun to watch Carly Khan. Very passionate, pursues just about every single ball on the court.
Mark, do you want a free airbrushed Wilson tote bag?
So we're in the technical timeout. The culmination of 21 points. We always get a break in each set. Also, both teams have one timeout to burn. AVP Chicago since 1984. 32nd men's event, 20th women's event. Not back in 1999, Karai won his 140th win to become the #1 all-time. He ended up with 148 total. In 2017, John Hayden became the oldest to win the event. 44 years and 10 months. That's pretty incredible. And then Chang and Hughes, the youngest to win an AVP event. Combined age, 44 years. And that was something special. A lot of magic has happened here on this stadium court here at Oak Street. And prior to that, we used to play in front of Castaways down a little ways. I kind of like the venue at Oak Street because you're just a few footsteps away from Michigan Avenue.
Oh yeah, I mean with the lake right there too, it is so fun. Beautiful view. Alex Kleinman, April Ross, also winning the last 3 here in Chicago that had been played. John Hayden, I saw on that graphic, he'll be next up on Stadium Court.
What a play by Skjodt right there, having the wherewithal to go over as she was falling backwards.
Molly and Carly. French fries on the board, 11-11.
Are you going to say it or am I, Dane?
I don't say it.
Oh, French fries on the board.
Copyright infringement.
In there, that'll stop a 3-0 run, 12-11. Khan.
No, I always let you do it. That's your thing.
Keep the lead.
I wouldn't want to hijack anything.
It's on loan. Nice set by Molly Turner.
Beautiful up in the backcourt. Malaney with the conversion as well.
I'm not sure what was more impressive, that dig by Malaney or the attack. 5 feet off. Look at this, the one-arm stab into the seam. The set, so well done. But 5 feet off, and she just rips the ball up the middle.
A roll shot by Skjodt right there, but you're absolutely right. That last dig by Malaney was impressive.
She's got some length on her too. She's one of the bigger in terms of size defensively, or I should say taller. Dude.
Big hit right there. Caitlin Malaney, 6-footer. She looks bigger than 6 foot. She looks 6'1" or 6'2". Played, of course, as you mentioned, at Ohio State, her indoor career, and then played for Arizona on the beach.
Part of that 1,000 kills club at Ohio State. Incredible accomplishment. There's another good swing. I like what I'm seeing from Khan and Malaney, both of them taking some big swings right now. That sets you up for success later on in the match, right? Because you've now established that you can bring the power and the pace.
Yeah, I agree. That's the key. Get the defense on their heels.
Ooh, Carly's like, for sure, for sure. It's out of bounds. Carly, you can go check it now. Go to that side. Just barely out of bounds. I think.
15-13, Khan and Malaney leading. So important to try to win this first set. As we look at the hitting percentages there, Khan and Malaney hitting .412. Skjodt and Turner, .353. So solid on both sides. Strategy has been to go to Carly Khan, and she has really been locked in offensively.
Yeah, and I think that last side-out ball was a great example. I mean, the pass a little bit high, but well handled by Malaney. And then I liked the high line shot. It had plenty of pace, not a ton of height, and didn't allow Molly Turner to get underneath. Molly Turner right now is fired up. I'm watching her. I mean, she always plays fired up, but I'm watching her in between points. Her high fives are just getting that much harder. I'm all for it. Tough serve.
Turner's got it up. Skjodt tries to put it away, but it is still in play. Look at Carly Khan, just a magician out there.
I mean, you go back to her ability to fend off that service pressure. We talked about one of the tough serves being off the shoulder, right? The deep ball, but that one is coming line to line and going actually into the seam between the two. That's also very hard to have to defend against. She handled that beautifully.
No, that was a nice set by Turner, putting it perfectly outside near the antenna for Carly Skjodt. Molly Turner back to serve her best finish, a third in Atlanta in 2021. I believe she did that with Therese Cannon. Malaney showing her size up at the net.
Yeah, and she saved herself a little bit here because on her first opportunity, she kind of just rolled a 60-70% ball into the angle. Wasn't sure she was, or she didn't look like she had a great game plan in terms of where she wanted to put that ball, but she makes up for it defensively with the block.
Here comes Skjodt. And it's Carly Khan. It's so interesting the fact that Carly Khan is up at the net. She's just 5'9", but what that allowing is Caitlin Malaney to maybe focus on her serve in the back. We've seen some spectacular digs by Malaney in the backcourt. It's interesting, very interesting. Usually you got the shorter player in the back playing defense, the taller player full-time at the net. Not the case. This team's interchangeable.
Well, and it's interesting because they're both very well-rounded, right? We've seen in terms of both of them being able to bring pace and power offensively, but also some of their defensive chops as well. Malaney's shown that she can dig a hard-driven ball as well as picking up some shots. And both being able to block balls.
We'll make your Gold Series Chicago Open predictions on Bally Play's AVP Predictor game and take your shot to win 6 VIP tickets to the championships in Phoenix. Just scan the QR code or go to ballyplay.com/AVP to make your winning predictions. If you predict correctly, you win a free VIP package to the championships. Get your picks in right now.
We get back out there, 19.
Those championships in Phoenix taking place September 23rd and 24th. Hughes and Kalinsky leading the standings. Turner on the right, this time going up against Malaney and trying to avoid the block. That ball ends up out of bounds. We switch sides, 20-15. 6 hitting errors for Skjodt and Turner. That has been the difference, no question about it. And we are already at set point. They go to Skjodt. Skjodt cross body down the line. Beautiful hit right there.
Yeah, I love her ability to turn that ball with some pace down the line. So often you'll see just that high line shot, but nice job because there was defense set up right in that position as well.
Skjodt, jump float right down the middle, causes some confusion. So we'll move to set point number 3. Nice serve again. Oh, and it's in. What in the world were Skjodt and Turner thinking just watching that ball come over the net?
Well, and they had been gaining some momentum too, right? Like, that was a great opportunity. Just kind of expected that ball to be out of bounds, but you gotta follow it all the way. I only chuckled because they're standing right there. The celebration was worth a chuckle.
That's crazy. Never want to see that, but we'll see if Skjodt and Turner can get it together for set number 2.
Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear lots of you have discovered a real Hawaiian favorite, Big Wave Golden Ale. That's the good kind of stuff, yeah, bro. Maybe it's the island flavor that makes each sip taste like a little vacation.
Got your beers here.
That's a whole lot of little vacations right there, huh, brother? That's like a big vacation. Retirement. One life, right? Mahalo. Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing.
Welcome back to Stadium Court here in Chicago. It's day number 2, and let's look at set number 1 stats, Cameron.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you look towards the efficiency, 435 for Khan and Malaney. Also distance traveled, it's kind of interesting. There's a bit of separation there from the 12 and 13 seeds, as well as total number of jumps, but to me that more speaks to the execution and how fast they were able to score points on the side of Khan and Malaney.
Net violation.
Net violation right there, and seems like the body language between Skjodt and Turner, just, I think, dealing with a little frustration. That was a tough first set.
It was.
On that stat sheet, they had 6 errors as opposed to 2 on the side of Khan and Malaney, so that's a big difference. If they can eliminate those errors, they'd be right back in it.
Yeah, you know, and it was interesting at the end of set number 1, they started to get a couple points, right? There was an ace that took place. Those should be moments that you want to come together, start to build some energy, build some momentum. But yeah, a little bit of frustration. Both of them great competitors who want to win. That's always going to be in the focus of their mind. So at times the emotion can start to kind of take over, but I have a feeling these two will start to figure things out as long as they can figure out a little bit better side out, start scoring some more points and eliminate some of those errors. That's going to help. That's a good pass from Skjodt.
Nice set. Great hands right there, and Skjodt puts it away. This is the first tournament that these two, Skjodt and Turner, are playing together. So it's always a little difficult when you first get out there, especially late in the season. and you play together. And there's a trickler by Skjodt, and she'll take that. That brings a smile.
Yeah, and exactly right there. That's important because that's exactly the same kind of ace, right? The trickle ace that comes at the end of set number 1, but pure celebration between the two. Again, continue to build off that energy and momentum. And you got to be able to wipe slate clean right there too, right? Like, let the bad ones go away, hit the reset button, or else you're going to get yourself into trouble.
Yeah, this game of volleyball, beach volleyball specifically, a real momentum game. And you got to have a short memory. Here comes Skjodt. And that one's going to be long, so that's another error. That's error number 7 right there. Cannot give away points at this level. We are in the contenders bracket, so the loser of this one will be headed home. A lot of pressure on these athletes, but you just want to focus on that next play.
Winner will face Quiggle and Skirmahorn. Loser will be taking 13th place home.
And another ball hit out of bounds. So that's another ball that Malaney and Khan don't have to put away. It's just a gimme. Here comes Skjodt. And this time it's Carly Khan with a block. You know, I am fascinated with this defensive set and the success that they're having with it as well. What I'm referring to is the 5'9" Carly Khan is blocking, and the 6' Malaney is in the backcourt. And it seems like they're scoring a lot of points in that rotation.
All I have to say, again, she's maybe 5'9", but she was an outside hitter. She also played at Hawaii. I mean, phenomenal player in terms of being one of those all-around athletes, and it's so fun to get to see her block. And I also think it gives people that are 5'9" an opportunity to say, hey, I can be out here on the beach, I can still do some damage up at the net. It's all about that great press, good setups, and a lot of timing as well. She's getting some of those balls that are kind of late, just a late block, and doing a nice job.
Yeah, no question about it. Carly Khan knows her stuff.
That match is a 13th place match as well. Winner into the top 10, but in your field lead 1-0. We get back out on Stadium Court, 6-3, quick start for Khan and
Jumana Paredes and Sarah Havin announced the end of their partnership this weekend, and so they'll be headed their separate ways. They were Manhattan Beach winners in 2019 and just have been a force to be reckoned with, a world championship team. And when a team like that goes their separate ways, it's always going to make big news on the tour.
Well, and the reason it's a little newsworthy right now is because both of them are now playing here in Chicago, and also both in the contenders bracket with different partners. Gradina playing alongside Pavin, Jumana Paredes playing alongside fellow Canadian Brandy Wilkerson. So both of them in that back draw or the elimination bracket.
The interesting thing with that is in Canada, what are the new partnerships possibly? I want you to speculate on that, Cameron.
No, I saw Sophie Vukovic. She is here in town. Just saw her this morning at coffee. One of my favorite athletes, phenomenal human, and just so dynamic. Been so fun to watch her play alongside Brandy Wilkerson. I'm not going to speculate in terms of what's going to happen moving forward. You know, I think things will shake out here in the next few months, but we'll see.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Sophie Vukovic and Brandy Wilkerson got second in the World Championships this year in Rome. They're a spectacular team. I foresee that team, you know, leading the charge for Canada into the Olympics. But the big question then is who is Pavin going to play with?
Yeah.
Who is Melissa going to play with if they're not going to play with each other?
Yep.
Maybe
Heather Bansley retired after the Olympics,
correct? Maybe the McNamara twins come into play?
Oh, that's a good question. They've been traveling internationally playing.
But I do not see Brandy and Sophie going anywhere apart. I think they're a fantastic team and a physical team.
Very physical team. And they've proven that they can play with the best of the best in the world.
It's always interesting. And going into an Olympic qualifying two years, it always gets a little crazy in terms of positioning to try to get in the best partnership that you can.
She finds it down the line for 10-5.
Back here in center court, stadium court here at Oak Street for the Gold Series. Kahn and Malaney in complete control, up 10-5. Second set, they won the first set 21-17. And Skjodt gets that one through the block, but it's just been about consistency so far, Cam, in terms of Kahn and Malaney keeping the ball in and making it happen.
Yeah, and executing at just a really high level from set 1 and now carrying that into set 2.
Oh, smart play by Turner. Looking like she's going to hit cross court and going high line.
You know, it'd be interesting, too, to see what Molly Turner could do in terms of maybe optioning, taking some of that side-out pressure off of Skjodt from time to time. Can Skjodt get her up there just to alleviate some of that? Oh, she was almost too quick for that.
Yeah, it's almost like she arrived a little early. And that can happen. You get there too quick, the ball gets a little too close to your body, and you just don't get the contact that you're looking for. Both teams now traveled over 6,000 feet. Connects on sensors, tracking distance traveled, vertical leap, all sorts of next level analytics.
Oh, and I've got some good numbers to share later on in the broadcast.
Oh, really?
My guys over at Connexon hooking me up. Waiting for my report.
1 point to the set, 9 looking at 11.
(11-9). Kahn and Malaney leading. Looking for a point here to go to 12-9. So solid lead. And Skjodt and Turner are going to have to start to be a little more aggressive if they're going to make things happen. So as we have a little break here at the technical timeout, let's finish that conversation about Team Canada and the moves that are happening. And here's a good look at some of the accolades that Jumana Paredes and Pavin received.
Yeah, and you know, I think the other element to this too, with the separation of Jumana Paredes and Pavin, is the thought that that was one of the top 2 teams in the world heading into the Olympics, right? Everyone, it was the conversation was, is it going to be the A team, Alex and April, or is it going to be Jumana Paredes and Pavin? And now both of those teams have kind of removed themselves from the equation in terms of World Tour contention, AVP Tour, same thing. We may see the return of Alex and April. I can only hope for that, right? But it's definitely leaving a little bit of an open door as to who the top team in the world is going to be in the next few years. 55
FIVB and AVP events since 2017, 11 titles, and look at that, 736 match win percentage. So they got it done on the court. So it's kind of a bummer that they're going their separate ways, but that's the way it is. Everybody always trying to jockey for the best position, and it's all about chemistry. Some partnerships just run their course.
Well, yes, but at the same time, you also have to take into account the amount of adversity that Jumana Paredes and Pavin had. After their finish at the Olympics, they go in as one of the favorites, and they don't come away with a medal. And I talked to both of them, actually, and they said that it was one of the most challenging things that they had ever faced. Walking away from that, trying to kind of grasp what had taken place after years of competition. It wasn't just a quad either. It's not just 4 years. They had to play an extra year with the Olympics getting pushed. So the amount of adversity that they had to face was something that definitely took a toll.
Yeah, anytime you go the distance, right, you make it to the Olympics, you're
world champs.
You're highly seeded. No, but it's hard, win or lose, because I remember after winning the Olympics in 2000 with Eric Fenoy-Moana, it was hard afterwards because the expectations change. And so no matter what, you're dealing with a lot of adversity, win or lose, to keep it together. And that's what makes it so impressive what Carrie Walsh-Jennings and Misty May Traynor did for 3 Olympic Games, just to keep it together, keep the chemistry. There's so many outside forces.
12 years. We see partnerships that don't last a season.
And the errors continuing for Turner and Skjodt. Find themselves trailing 10-15 here in the second set. Lost the first set. Good pass. Kahn's got it up. Scott's going to have yet another opportunity. Nice up by Malaney. And she goes at Skjodt, and there's no effort there. And another point, 16-10.
Nice little wrist there from Skjodt. I like that full extension of her arm, just redirecting that ball off of her hand.
(16-11). Skjodt with a serve. They continue to go to Kahn. Here comes Kahn on the right side. She really has nice extension, really solid arm swing. That crossbody from the right side, very difficult to defend against.
5:56 now for Kahn and Malaney. Here's that extension you were talking about. Through her approach, high contact point, gives her a ton of range.
Really nice right there. Molly Turner has really nice hands.
I'm glad that we were on the same page there, because I was just about to say, Molly Turner can set the ball.
Yeah.
Just tossing that well up into the air, too. Giving lots of time. I like that serve.
So good, the vision, Carly Kahn.
Tough play over on one. Skjodt and Turner look at each other and then realize nobody's going for it. Is a little too late. 18-12, Kahn and Malaney. Left-handed stab, but the shot is too good right there from Skjodt. And right now they're going to have to make that push. Either roll the dice on the serve, somehow get Kahn and Malaney out of system. And there it is. That's a tough serve.
And they still make something out of it. And you know what? The way they're getting out of it is by swinging hard and swinging tough. On those out-of-system plays, they're still adding pressure, and they've done that through set 1 and into set 2.
Nice back set. And put away right there. So Turner with the set over her head, the bump set. You know, we talked about her hands earlier. She can do it both, you know. A lot of people lock into just one. Oh, what a shot on the retreating blocker. And just like that, it's 20-14. Match point for Kahn and Malaney. Looking to advance to play against Quiggle and Schermerhorn. Here comes Skjodt. Ball's touched right there and chalk that up for a kill. So 20-15. Just as we were in set 1.
And don't forget, Dane, this is the team that pushed Gradina and Pavin to that 33-31 finish in the third set, which is an incredible team, right? You got 2 blockers getting together for the first time, but you're starting to see why Kahn and Malaney were able to do that against a very solid team.
Yeah, they put all sorts of pressure on Pavin, and there's a trickler. This is so interesting. This is very similar to the first set.
Yeah.
You know, they rattled off a few points when it was set point, and now it's match point. They're trying to get back in it, but Kahn and Malaney just need one. And there it is, the put away from Malaney on the left side. So never in doubt right there. Khan and Malaney controlled that entire match.
Yeah, from start to finish, you gotta love their execution. They were highly efficient. Most balls that they had opportunities for, whether that was side out or transition, they put themselves into good posture and the ability to take swings like that. Love the way that they swing themselves out of some trouble.
So Khan and Malaney. Next will be versus number 10 seed Quiggle and Skirmerhorn. So Khan and Malaney have been making a lot of noise. Cameron, you just mentioned it, going up against Pavin and Tina Gradina. That went 3 sets, and I believe it broke a record, right? 32-30, 32-30 is what I saw.
So there's a little debate on whether it was 32-30 or 33-31. I talked to Doug Strauss this morning. We're still working through that in the score sheet, but here's a look at your match stats. And you go through the efficiency, yes, but you take a look at the hitting errors, and that's the big separation in terms of that efficiency, 11-2. But hey, the set scores 16-17. They were actually relatively close to that point. Just that little bit of execution going the way of Khan and Malaney. A beautiful play from them.
There's a good look at the bracket. Quiggle and Skirmerhorn waiting now to play Khan and Malaney. They'll have at least an hour off to rest for sure. But Khan and Malaney taking care of business here on Stadium Court. They are moving on. More volleyball coming up next.